You know, I pondered this question often about why black people don't support black business and why they don't build black business. And, you know, you can't say it's a money thing anymore. And I know I don't really say it's a money thing or a service thing, you know. And I'm always one who looks to simplify things. You know, playing that song I just played, Fast Free Delivery, said it all. Just in that title, Fast Free Delivery, right, by ബ്ലൂ6. You know, I was scrambling to find a record to play that would fit the opening mood of this broadcast I'm doing tonight, and Fast Free Delivery just popped up because it's reminiscent of why it is black people don't support and don't build black businesses, and that is black people want something fast and they want something free delivered to them all the time. Black people don't want to really work for anything, right? Black people don't want to work for anything. Black people don't want to sacrifice anything. Black people don't want to work together. Because as I said, it's key in the word corporation. You see the word cooperation. It's key in working together to build anything, any lasting structure, right? White people will work. I was watching a documentary the other night about Henry Ford. Henry Ford, right? The man who built Ford Motor Company. It was a hell of a documentary. Man was a genius, right? He opened himself up to receive intelligence from the Most High, right? And he excelled in the auto industry. He brought in innovations, things that we're utilizing today, which came through that man. He opened himself up as a receiver, right? Now, he worked hard. You know, he worked to the day he passed away. He worked to the day he died. It took him years to build that company up, right? Patience, focus, the ability or the desire to work hard and to see something through. The majority of our people today don't have that drive, right? They don't have that drive. They don't have that desire. Nor do they have that, foresight to see anything beyond money. What promoted that amongst our people was the civil rights movement, right? That's what promoted that mindset amongst our people, right? Because prior to that time, black people always talked about what they had, as far as, under segregation, with more black businesses, black hotels, black transportation lines, black professional baseball teams, all kinds of things black people had, right? They had in southern areas and things like that, They had Black Wall Street. I always hear people talking about Black Wall Street and what black people, accomplished in Black Wall Street, right? However, there was a problem with all that. The only reason that our people were able to accomplish so much before the civil rights laws that came in and the segregation laws came in, the integration laws came in, is because black people were forced to work and build. If they didn't work and build their own businesses, they wouldn't have been serviced. I'm gonna just say it as it is. You got, and that's a damn shame. You got to force black people to do for themselves. You got to literally take something away from them. You got to literally stop taking care of them, stop giving them services in order for them to do for themselves. They had to be forced. Black Wall Street was a forced effort because white people were not dealing with our people. The businesses that our people built during the segregation period were because white businesses were not dealing with us. They didn't mind taking our money long term as far as going in us and purchasing cars and things like that, but upfront type businesses like hotels and bus line, transportation lines and things like that, they didn't want to deal with our people. So we did for ourselves. And that's a sad thing. That is a sad initiation to have to push you forward on. That's really sad. That's pathetic. I shouldn't have to force you and threaten to deny you services before you do for yourself. You should want that desire to do things for yourself. You should have that desire in you, that inner strength to want to push forward as a people. Black people don't have that anymore, right? Black people don't have that. They lost it a long time ago. As soon as the white man put his hand out and started telling our people, okay, well, you can come to our hotels now. You can come and, you included in what we doing. Y'all accept it. No problems. You accept it. Y'all didn't come together and you didn't do anything anymore. And that's been our downfall. Right? That's been our downfall because we've always been taught and been had this idea of inclusion waved in front of our face. This was always the carrot that was dangled in front of our face, like the horse, like you dangle a carrot in front of a horse's face to get them to move. They dangled that carrot in front of our face to get us to move in that direction with them and abandon the businesses we bought, the businesses we started, the businesses that we erected to service our people. We wanted to be included, and that was our downfall. We're going to discuss that tonight. I am the intellectual KB&sᴜᴘᴘᴏ, and this is State of Mental Radio. And tonight, why black people don't build and support black businesses. Black people are lazy. Black people are straight up lazy. The majority of our people are straight up lazy. They would rather consume. They would rather get money fast, right, without having to work for it. They'd rather get a handout first and foremost. Building up a business time after time, year after year is too hard. We don't want to have anything doing anything hard. There could be, this is why you got all these black millionaires out here, right, who became millionaires. Basically, a lot of them became millionaires because they were riding the coattails of white people. They got good, so-called good jobs, and they were put in positions where they were out front franchise Negroes, like your Oprah Winfrey's and your Jay-Z's and your Michael Jordans who promoted Nike and Discovery Channel. And, they were given labels and brands that they can sport for themselves. And it made it seem as though they had their own businesses when they really didn't. They were nothing but extensions of white corporations. They were like straw bosses. Remember that terminology back in slavery where they had the black man who acted like the boss, but the white man was actually the boss over the plantation, so they hired what they call a straw boss. In other words, he whipped all the Negroes and act like he was important, that he had all the power and things like that over the Negroes when everybody knew different. They called him the straw boss. He was the fake boss. Fast forward to 2013, you had these Negroes talking about, I'm a CEO of this, and I'm the CEO of that, and I'm building this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing this. And you could usually find behind all that braggadocious rhetoric, a white person, a white parent company. That's what I said, a white parent company. You're the child company, and they're the parent company, right? That's what you find. And like I said, black people don't mind it because they get a few pennies off the table. They get a few pennies that add up to $1 million. They got nice homes, nice cars, and whatnot, and they don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to start doing things for themselves. They don't want to think for themselves. They don't want to build nothing for themselves. They don't want to come together and do anything independently. They would rather just sit on the sidelines and just let people do things for them. Let people put the time in, put the energy into building something, and they just fall back, just sit back and just wait. Just take it easy. Just like I said, just play your position. Black man, black woman. And we do that with no problem. We wait on other people to do for us. We let other people make us lazy. Right? And it hurt us in the long run. Because now we don't have anything to show for it. You don't see a black motion picture company. You don't see a black independent record company. You don't see a black anything. A black transport company, nothing. A black shipping company, nothing here in this country. Why is that? You don't see big corporations, or big construction firms and things like that, where our people are getting big contracts from the government. You don't see you don't see companies that manufacture airplanes, all kinds of things and businesses that our people should be involved in. At least have a hand in somewhere. We've been here this long. We've fought in every war in this country. And there is no standing black corporation that is really a major player in any of these enterprises, any real enterprises. There are no black corporations. Why is that? You're more likely to find an Asian company here. You'll find Asian companies. You'll find British companies. You'll find Indian companies here. People doing business with these people. Arab companies. But no black companies here. No so-called black or so-called African-American companies. Hell, black people don't even have any control of their own neighborhoods, or what is looking like it used to be their own neighborhoods, corner stores and things like that. We don't even control our economy in our own neighborhoods. Right? That's supposed to be a start. But if you don't even think like that, if you don't think that's important, then of course you're going to be doomed to be working for somebody for the rest of your life. You're going to be doomed to sit on people's jobs and hope they don't fire you, and hope that you can sometimes you can somehow just retire after 20, 30 years and collect a check or a pension, and hopefully that this Social Security system lasts long enough to pay you out all that money. That's what you got to hope for. That's what has happened to our people, where we've been made lazy. Right? That's what happened to our people. Our people will go to business school, spend money in colleges and things like that. And our people's famous for talking about, I'm going to school for business. And you never see these Negroes get out of school and start businesses. Why is that? You never see them get out of school, start businesses, or do anything. They always go to work for the white man. And just hope that, that business is, that they keep him employed and things like that. And like I said, the mass majority of our people don't want to hear that. They happy to get a job. They happy to get a piece of the crumbs off his table, because to them that's an opportunity. You ought to be happy for that opportunity. You ought to be happy Master threw you a piece of crumb off the table. Something. It's something. You're going to make a lot of money. And you're going to give it right back to him. Over and over and over again. Oh, you buy a big old house, you buy a big car, you can do this and that and the third, right? That's successful. Our people don't teach that success is being independent. Having corporations and businesses that you can leave behind your children, and that so they don't have to go working for anybody. Our people don't teach that as being successful. They teach that acquiring material wealth or material possessions is considered successful. That's the problem with our people as well. See, in other cultures, they teach that to build a family business and work together, that's a success. A working family business or something that's going to benefit their people, they consider that successful. Not cars, not houses, not how many pair of sneakers you got, how many pair of spinning rims you got, not how many Fendi bags you got or Louis Vuitton bags, or how many hair weaves you got clipped on your head, whatever the hell our people sit up here and marvel at. Because we make a whole industry off of our stupidity. There's a whole industry that's fed from our stupidity, our ignorant state of mind. Whole industries, right? And we got no problem with it because we're a bunch of lazy people. We're lazy mentally. I have a small beverage company here in New York City, right? We move water and tea and things like that. Very small alkaline beverage company, and we're about to go harder. Right? Bright beverages. Now, I had one customer, I deliver water to people. I had one customer, right, who I said, each bottle is, we put them in glass gallon bottles. I said, each bottle is $3 a bottle. Right? Now, she tells me, she goes for the 3 bottles. She orders 4 bottles a week. I tell her, if you order 4 bottles a week, it's only $12. Right? Now, this water, if anybody knows about this water is the best water you can drink. Certain people are charging $7, $8 a bottle for this water. I only charge $3. Right? If you drink weekly 4 bottles. I said, if you go over the week and you go into 2 weeks holding the bottle, I got to charge you 4. So that's like $4 extra. Instead of charging at $12, I charge at $16. Now, I'm delivering water to you. You know, I'm picking up your empty bottles, delivering. This is a service I'm providing. Why she's like, because of the extra $4, she don't want the water no more. And I explained this to her. Not that I care, because like I said, I got customers, but that just goes to show you, for $4. Now, if I was a white man, she would have gave me the $4, no problem. She wouldn't have said nothing. She would have gave me the money. But she did that because she figured, and this is the problem with black people, they figure if they are buying something or supporting something as a person who looks like them, they feel like they're doing you a favor. They feel like, well, you should be happy. I'm spending my money with you. I could be spending it with the white man. That's the mentality. That's the mentality. It was a time where we was like, yeah, I'm going to support my people. I'm going to spend money with my people. Now it's, you ought to be happy I'm spending money with you. I could be giving it to the white man. When in fact, you would rather do that anyway. Because had that been me, had it been a white man who told her, she would have paid the money. And you're getting it delivered to you. Not even counting gas and things like that to get over to this person. You understand? But that's black people. Extra $4. And you hold for holding the bottles for 2 weeks. But that's the mentality of our people. They can't stand. A friend of mine said, the sister told me, she said, you know, a nigger with a quarter can't stand to see, or how's it go? A nigger with a dime can't stand to see a nigger with a quarter. That's the mentality of our people and why we don't support today. That's real. They can't stand to see our people prosper. Our people hate to see other ones of our people prosper, especially off ourselves, because we jealous. Right? We jealous. We don't like to see other people look like us do well. We can accept it from the white man. We can accept it and expect him to do well. We can expect it from the Asian man who come in your neighborhood and send his kids to college off of your stupidity. You buying Chinese food from this man day in and day out, sending his kids to college off of your food, off of your money, and they sit up here and laugh at you. Or some Arab sending money home from damn Yemen, sending money home to his family to fund whatever terrorist acts they doing over there, or whatever the hell they doing, you funding in your neighborhood. The damn Spanish, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, they done gave up the stores in the neighborhood. Now the Arabs took them over in your neighborhood, in black neighborhoods. Y'all couldn't move in and take over your own bodegas in your neighborhood. And if you came and you tell people, yo, you know, because like I said, you can end that problem of the problem of our people being in poverty overnight. All you gotta do is stop shopping with these Asians and these Arabs and these people that don't look like us, because you can't go to their neighborhood and make no money. But that's okay. You can't go open up a store in their neighborhood. See if they even rent you a building over there. Go to their areas and open up a store. But they can come over, open up a store with no problem, and niggas just spend money. No problem. And I've been guilty of this. I spent money. You understand? I spent money. And to the point where I said, you know what? If, somebody was to say, yeah, you know what? Let's put all our money into one store, right, where we'll service our own, and money is being made here, and supplies are being bought up, and then we got enough money to buy up another store and another store and another store. That's how people are supposed to work together. Our people would clear up and fix our economy, just in one neighborhood alone. But see, you can't do that when you got a people who have a hate for each other, who have a jealousy for each other, who don't like the same people, who don't look at the same people, who talk about why people stick together and black people don't stick together. But then when you say, okay, here's an opportunity for black people to stick together and do for ourselves and fix our situation, you see how many black people are not with it. You'll see how many people whose talk like that is just talk and it's rhetoric. You'll see that. How can you not practice economics in your areas, in your neighborhoods? You can't even practice home economics or economics in your area, but then you want to talk about corporations and building and things like that? Building corporations and independent enterprises? How real is that? People always sit up here and tell me, oh, people like your Jay-Z's and your Kanye's and all these people, they doing it. Oprah, they doing it. They making moves. They making it happen. They successful. I'm like, how so? Like I talked about that last time on the broadcast. I said, how are these people successful when all they doing is consuming? They're not building no independent enterprises. There's no motion picture companies coming from them. There's no independent television stations or studios coming from these people. You understand? Because if it was, you wouldn't see all these black actors out of work. Got sitting around begging the white man, hoping he give him a part in a movie or on a television show and things like that. Half them waiting tables out there in Hollywood. They can't get nothing in Hollywood. Or prostituting themselves out there, trying to eat, trying to stay out there and hopefully make it someday. When they know they're not going to make it. What do these people done? How have they so-called made it? They're just spending money. They're just consuming. That's it. They're not doing no more than what you are. They're just consuming more than you, but they're not really doing that much more. See, because that's what happens when you tell our people that success is acquiring material wealth or material riches instead of building lasting wealth, corporate wealth amongst your people. Material riches over corporate wealth, the ability to cooperate with your people to build a wealthy, standing business structure. You understand? See, we don't think that far. That's the simplicity of our people. We just, like I said, we just like robots that just bought into this thing. And what happened was because we bought into this idea of wanting to be included in things, we gave up our own identity and our own independence. We fell so deep when they let us in. We fell so deep mentally into this thing called the American dream or the American pop culture that all signs of independence in our people were gone. Yet these foreigners could come over here and still maintain their cultural link to each other and build businesses and then come in your neighborhood and make a fortune. Send their families to school. I'm so sick of seeing, like I said, people that don't look like us in our neighborhoods making plenty of money, and then the young black men got to stay on the corner in the streets and sell drugs. They got to risk going to jail and getting arrested because they don't, like I said, they can't get in these stores and set up a bodega. Everything to them is crooked. Everything to them is about they got to hustle and things like that, but then they'll run up in the Arab store and give money to these people. They'll sit there, and like I said, when you talk to them about it, their mind just turn off because they're so dumbed down. Our people have been dumbed down with the want and the desire to be accepted, and that is what destroyed the mentality and that enterprising mind of the so-called black man. Like I said, our people had to be forced to build businesses here. We had to be forced to build independent enterprises. You understand? We had to be forced to build independent enterprises. So don't believe this nonsense about, our people was doing it on Black Wall Street. And like I said, why Black Wall Street fell? Why did it fall? Black people want to blame white people, but like I said, black people can always blame each other. You can always trace it back to black people again. What happened with black people back then? They was doing their thing, making their money, blah, 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 whatever. They got comfortable. They got comfortable in America. They got comfortable. They started thinking like, they forgot they was like maybe 30, 40 years, if that much, out of slavery, which is no time. They got comfortable. They started to trust the people who had them in bondage. They started to trust that everything was all right. And they showed our people all the time, just when you think everything is okay and everything's all right. No, it's not. Times and people don't change, right? It's just camouflaged that way. So the first thing our people should have did was be thinking of ways to make an exodus, wherever they could have been making an exodus to. You understand that? Because either you're going to fight and defend yourself or you're going to leave. I mean, go hard. Our people wasn't thinking like that. Our people got relaxed and comfortable because that want to be included is always in our people, and that inclusion or that desire for inclusion is what destroys us. We're the only non-exclusive people on the planet. We don't exclude people. That's the problem with our people. We don't exclude people. We welcome everybody. We welcome everybody to come into our areas and make money and give them our money. We welcome them. When it comes to one of our own, that nigga, why he charging so much for apples and his fruit stand? Man, I ain't buying nothing from that nigga. Or the young black men get mad. They see a young black man doing business or an older black man. They want to stick up his store. They want to rob them. They won't do that to the Arabs. They won't do that to the Chinese, to the Chinamen. They won't do that to any of these other people, but they'll stick up a black man's store. Or they won't shop there out of self-hate. Nobody ever talks about that. Nobody ever talks about that in the so-called conscious and intelligent Negroes. Nobody ever talks about that. Or they talk about it and nobody never does anything about it. Nobody ever comes up with a living, as a living example to move against that. That's why I always talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and why I love them so much, because of what they did in the Nation of Islam. First things they did was attack the whole thing of our people, being dependent on white school systems by setting up the University of Islam, by setting up their own businesses, by telling our people we need to do for self. You understand that? That's the first thing they did. And it amazes me how black people don't put Elijah Muhammad up, because that's another thing that tells me a lot about our people, why we don't build independent businesses and structures. Our people then say or put Elijah Muhammad up as a perfect example of an independent businessman, somebody who built businesses and stood up as a man, raised the people up, took control of the people's educational system within his nation and his movement. By building universities of Islam, they were working toward that. You understand? But black people found a way to hate on that. Your puppet Negroes, your ones who wanted to be all-inclusive, who wanted to be included in this whole mindset of everybody else. Black people have this mindset where they always want to go under bondage or back under somebody else's lash. They want to go under the ledge of somebody else. They automatically got to run to jump on a job to stay there. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working for people, but you should always be looking for an exit point at some time. You shouldn't be sitting on the same job for 40 years, 50 years, and things like that. You should be looking to exit for making an exit plan to do something for yourself. Now I know this type of speech falls on a lot of deaf ears because our people, they just consumers. The majority of black people are just consumers. That's it. They're not business minded. They're not independent business thinkers. They're not about that. It's just, consume, consume, consume. I ain't thinking about all that. If it ain't nothing fast, if it ain't nothing, some sort of scam or some kind of nonsense hookup or some multi-marketing scheme, because that's the new hustle now. Like I said, coffee, prepaid legal, whatever madness our people are getting into, whatever kind of stupidity our people get into. You understand? Whatever kind of stupidity our people get into, all to get out of doing anything for ourselves, because that's all that's about. That's all about getting out of our people having to actually do some real work. You understand? Our people hate to do any real work. You understand? You understand? Our people hate to have to actually go out and do any real work. So, of course, we'll sit up here and try to ride the coattails of somebody else. Like I said, that's why when these poverty pimps, a.k.a. these money marketing, mid-level marketing schemes, gurus come to our people, the first places they run to is to the hood. They run to black people. Vitamins, prepaid legal, whatever. Coffee. I had a Negro amongst my group for a small minute. He just couldn't get it. When I tried to tell him about us building our own business and whatnot, and working together, he just couldn't get it. He had to go sambo over and shake dance over to and just try to make some money for the white man. He just couldn't understand anything beyond that. Because the white man, he got some simple-minded niggas posing next to some car and said, "See, this is what you could get too," and a Maserati or whatever with some rims on it. And of course, simple minds gonna follow simple things. Simple Simons gonna follow simple things, because the black man too lazy to think of anything to make money. Coming up with an independent idea and building a business from the ground up. The black man too lazy to do that, and the black woman, the majority, not all, but the majority are. You understand? Lazy. Don't want to put the time and don't want to put the work in. The minute something don't go right, the minute no money is being made, hell, it might come a time you're gonna fail, you're gonna lose money. All that's gonna happen. The minute that happens, oh, I'm ready to fold this up, man. I ain't doing this no more. That's how people do. That's just how people do. They're looking for overnight success. If I can't, they got that drug dealer's mentality. If I can't get a half a gram and turn it into a big A or whatever, I can't turn it into a key, then I don't want to do it. That's not how business works. You understand? If I can't, get in the booth and spit my lyrics and sell my record, you know what I'm saying? And do some shows and get some money and, and ball out and everything else, and then I don't want to hear about it. I ain't trying to go to school to be nothing. I ain't trying to put no time in. I'm not trying to work on myself. I'm not trying to do none of that, man. I'm just out here in the world. I ain't got time for all that. What you got time for? To be a zero? To sit around waiting for somebody to give you a handout? To tell you, win the new scheme, win a new scam? What's the next hustle? What's the next drugs you gonna sell? The next bag of weed you gonna sell? The next person you gonna try and rob or steal from? You basically living like a scavenger. How many of your music CDs can you push that don't nobody want? You understand? That's the mentality. That's the mentality. You understand? That's why nothing ever happens for our people. Like I said, we don't want to put the work in. Everything you see the white man got in the society, he had to work for. Maybe not his children, maybe not the children you see now, but their grandparents, their great-grandparents, they bust their ass. See, like I said, that our people want to believe, oh, that's white privilege and white this and white that. Let me tell you something. You got a lot of white bums in the world. You got a lot of white people with no money. They worse off than black people, a lot of them. So the skin game is only going to go but so far. After you get past the skin, then it's all about what it is that the work you're willing to put in the world to make an impression in the world, to build something worthwhile. I heard somebody tell me, they said, because they talked about this black guy who works at IBM, and he was one of the first people that came with his name is on, he owns 4 patents on the processor or the processor, something about a computer processor, but that technology went into helping people like Steve Jobs and these people build Apple and things like that, right? And they became billionaires. And this guy, or millionaires and billionaires, whatever. And this guy just sat on the side. He working for IBM, and he sat on the side and he's like, yeah, that brother don't get no credit for what he helped to develop and this, that, and the third. This the man that really developed it. And they showed the brother picture and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, well, no guts, no glory. He didn't come out and say, you know what, I got this technology I worked on, I'm going to start a company. He didn't do that. It ain't about, that's the black man's mentality. He thinks somebody owe him something. Somebody owe you some credit. Somebody owe you some money. No, he was supposed to go and set up his own company. That should have been the first thing, but he wanted to stay with IBM. He wanted to stay on the job and be included with the white man. He didn't want to go off and do his own thing. Steve Jobs and them did. They had the balls to go out and the foresight to go out and do that. Bill Gates, all of them had the balls and the foresight. Don't get mad at them because they had the foresight and you didn't. Like I said, the black man looks for a pat on the back or a pat on the head like a good boy. Staying on your jobs and doing it and never thinking of the future. Never thinking like, okay, I'm building something. I want my children to have something. I want my children's children to have something. I don't think like that. It's all about ball till you fall, get money, spend money on cars and whips, and then that's it. That's your life. That's your mentality. That's all you're here for. You've left nothing. You've contributed nothing to the world. You understand that? You've contributed nothing to the world. You see all them guys who dealt all them drugs, who y'all guys looked up to, a lot of you guys looked up to back in the days, in the 80s and the 90s, dealt all them drugs. Where them guys at now? All them guys are so. I ain't gonna fry. I used to look up to them too. When you're young and you're impressionable and you looking up to the guys who making all the money. Now as I got older, I looked at them and I said, these niggas didn't contribute nothing. They couldn't even, all the money they made, they couldn't build no businesses. They couldn't sell nothing in the neighborhood. These guys made enough money to form corporations. To form corporations that could have lasted and employed a lot of their people. A Fortune 500, these guys running drug operations, and what did they do with the money? All that poison they sold to the people, all that death and destruction they did, what did they accomplish? What they accomplished is they black asses sitting in jail forever or laying in the ground forever. That's all they accomplished. Yet you see a generation of people today, young generation today, still bigging these guys up or talking about what they did back in the 80s and the 90s, or they glorifying drug dealers in movies like Tony Montana, who made all that money and then got murdered. That's what the hell our people glorifying. Stand up for stupidity. That's what the damn black man glorifying stand up for. That's what they stand up for in the so-called hip-hop community and the so-called conscious community. You understand? You niggas want to get rich fast for what? Just so you can give your money back to the white man? That's all you want it for. You don't want it to build schools for your children. You don't want it to build independent enterprises for your people so that they don't have to work for nobody, so your kids ain't got to be miseducated in these bad schools and these public schools and whatnot, where it's passing them through to they damn illiterate. They getting out of school at 16, 17 years old out of high school. They can't even read. But then you want to complain about that. No, when you could have just built your own schools, hired your own teachers, made sure your children had a real education. See, that's what the white man do. See, but then you want to talk about, oh, see, why, well, you know, I mean, that's what they do, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, exactly. Stupid answer. Stupid answer gets stupid results. Stupid answers and whatnot, no answers to questions get the situation you got with our people today. Just stupidity and ignorance. See, our people don't want to they don't want to partake in conversations like this. Like I said, these phone lines should be wide open. I should be lined up with calls and whatnot and what people think. But you know what the majority of our people do? They either get turned off by these conversations or they don't talk about. Now, if I did a broadcast on Egypt and Africa and spirituality or some BS, you understand? If I did something on some nonsense like that, something that can't help our people, you understand? You know, if I did a broadcast on something like that, you understand? You know, if I did a broadcast on something that ain't gonna help our people, then of course, you know, I have 1 million people listening. Something stupid, something that carries no responsibility. No accountability, zero responsibility, zero accountability, because that's what you got to have in order to raise up a real business, a real enterprise for your people. You don't need the money. See, because if you got a group of people that's willing to work together, and I acknowledge that. I started with nothing, and I'm still working with nothing, but it's working gradually. I'm making money from it gradually, but you can't tell a black man and black woman that, because, like I said, as soon as they don't see a lot of money coming in, or you struggling to make things work, and you putting money in time and time again, the majority of the people are not going to be with you. They only with you when they see you driving a nice car, when they see your product in different stores and things like that. Then, that's when you got all the girlfriends now, all the sisters. Oh, he's successful, or they care now if you're talking to a woman from another race. Now, prior to that time, they didn't give a damn about him. I ain't talking that broke nigga. The white woman can have him. Them other racist women can have him. Then when you get some money, now she's interested in you. Now she taking our men. Now she taking our men. When he was working and he was trying to build something, or he was working to build something, you ain't want. They can have that broke nigga. You understand? They can have that broke nigga. You know. But now, like I said, now when you see our people, building something and doing something, then y'all want to come around because y'all a bunch of vipers. Y'all a bunch of leeches. The majority of our people are leeches. You got all these niggas sitting up on YouTube making these videos about Jay-Z. They mad at him, and they talking about Jay-Z, yeah, you calling him all kind of names and whatnot. Why? Because he ain't giving them no money. Because they think, niggas, how they think you owe them something. You understand? Now, that's what you get when you think that, because, you get certain people start to believe that these people making money, you start thinking like, they still your people. They never was your people. They was always out for themselves. And that's the problem with our people. Y'all out for yourself. So that's when you always going to find yourself by yourself. It's only when those people that were supporting you, keeping you up in the air, the white man, whoever was supporting you, then you, like I said, then you didn't need your people. All that my people stuff, you don't really care more about that. Then when they drop you to the ground, like I said, when they stop supporting you, when they no longer got you on their shoulders no more, then, like I said, you with your people again. Now the white man's the devil. Like I said, that's how y'all do. Because now you're trying to find another economic base. Now you want to run back to your people and try to build a grassroots thing and make money. Individualism. We have the biggest consumers we are the biggest consumers amongst our people, in the world, the biggest consumers. And like I said, black people are proud of that. Black people are proud of being the biggest consumers in the world. Our people are actually proud. You should be ashamed of yourself. Because if you're going to sit up here and be a big consumer, then at least some of your people should be taking and reaping in some of that reward or that money that you or those products that you're consuming. They should be reaping the benefits from that. Hell, yeah, the black man and black women are big consumers, like I said, but everybody else benefits. You don't. You don't. None of our people benefit. And like I said, that's done by design. Our people don't want to see any of us benefit. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see our people come up. You don't want to see our people building car companies and things like that. You understand? You don't want to see, why is there no black car companies? Right? I heard people talking about, certain people saying, black car, it should be a black car company. I want to see black men own a car company. You got black men who put together engines. You got black men who could put together engines, black men who worked in foundries who could build car bodies and stuff like that. Why don't maybe 5 or 6 millionaires come together and just open up a small plant and just start making 100 cars at a time, 50 cars at a time? Just start off designing cars and making cars. Why don't a black man start a car company? Or a black woman? Something evolutionary, forward moving like that. No, we don't need no more black people sitting around going to school for business to get out and go get a job, or sitting around in college and whatnot, taking up nonsense. You ain't like I said, if you're not in college, because that's the biggest joke. Our people sitting around talking about business. Y'all sitting up here getting degrees and y'all going to work for somebody. And y'all lucky if y'all making $19, $20 an hour, but you going to college to get a job that you might not have the next year or the next 2 or 3 years if they start to downsize. Right? Because that's the easy way. It's hard when you actually have to start from scratch, start from nothing, and build something from nothing. Build a real business, a real company, putting blood, sweat, and tears into that. Somebody going to say to me on Facebook, I said, yeah, Berry Gordy was an inspiration. But you always know a simple-minded nigga, he going to say, oh, well, what? Oh, he was an inspiration, but he sold Motown. He sold the publishing rights and all that stuff. He sold that. I'm like, so what? I mean, that was his to sell. If he wanted to sell, so what? Who am I to tell him he can't sell? Who are you to tell him he can't sell what he worked to build up? Maybe he didn't want to deal with it anymore. Maybe his children, he didn't feel his children would have kept the company going. The man's old. It would have ended up in the hands of white folks anyway, because from the looks of his children, they don't look like they was going to continue it on. You understand? Or they was going to squander the money away. It's not the same value system anymore that our people have. So I'm like, if you sitting up here, why don't you start? At least he built a company. At least he built something that made an impression on our people for the rest of their life. Not just black people, white people, everybody, for the world over. That was an accomplishment he made. And I'm like, now why don't you go ahead and build your own company and do the same thing before you criticize that man? You ain't built nothing. But you want to talk about, oh, he did this and he sold it. Just like I said, like a typical, I'm not even gonna say it. I said I reform from using certain language. But a lot of you black men, like I said, you got more excuses for failing. You got more excuses for being zero. You niggas want to get spiritual when it comes to talking about making money. You niggas all of a sudden get spiritual. It's not about the money. It's not about the business. Why we got to, we ain't gonna be here anyway. The planet gonna blow up. You got all kind of ways. Jesus coming back, whatever. So we ain't got to build no businesses. You niggas got all kind of excuses on why you don't do nothing for yourself. You niggas got all kind of excuses. You understand that? It's always an excuse. You understand? Our people don't never want to come together and do nothing for self. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the best example. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the best example. You understand that? Best example. Now, we're supposed to be moving forward beyond what he did. Here's a man with a third-grade education that did all that stuff, ran something like that. Man who was barely literate. See, because our people always talking about, you got to be educated to do these things. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't. Henry Ford wasn't. But these men had tenacity. They was open to receive intelligence. They were forward thinkers. Berry Gordy was an educated man. He didn't go to college. These men were willing to put in work. They had guts. You understand? They had guts. Something the black man don't have no more. The black man don't have no goddamn spine. He think by shooting his brother down the street or threatening his own brother, he think that's having some real guts and some real that makes him a real man. Threatening his own brother with a gun, bullying his people. That's the mentality of the black man today. You understand that? That's his mentality. Simple-minded. That's why he don't build nothing. That's why he don't contribute nothing. He don't produce nothing. This is reality. This is a reality check for our people, see, because, like I said, for far too long, a lot of our people sit up here, like I said, and they want to shirk their responsibilities. They don't want to produce. You know? They don't want to produce. They don't want to bring nothing. They don't want to bring nothing to the table. You understand that? They don't want to bring nothing to the table. They don't want to show and prove something better or give our people something better to work toward. You understand? They don't want to move people forward based on nothing higher. We always want to come together and, like I said, tear each other down and not work together. We don't want to work together to build anything collectively. It's still that hate there. Like I said, it's still that slave mentality there. Nobody's addressing that to move our people forward. I don't want to hear anything about any goddamn history anymore. You understand? I don't want to hear anything about history anymore. I'm tired of hearing about history. I want to hear about the future. The future evolution of our people. That's what I want to hear. If I'm not listening or I'm not hearing about the future evolution of our people, then you know what? Have a nice day, man. If you're not talking about the future, then have a nice day. That's my mindset. And I've always said that in the past. If you're not talking about the future, then have a nice day. We got to move forward as a people. You understand that? We have to move forward as a people. We're not moving forward as a people. We're not moving forward as a people. We're not moving forward as a collective. You understand that? So there's going to be no business for our people. There's going to be no business for our people. There's going to be no future for our children. You understand that? There's going to be no future for our children. And if there's no future for our children, like I said, don't look to our people, in the future to do anything. It's not going to happen with our people. Questions, comments? Questions, comments? We are going to be doing the next. We're going to be doing the next State of Mentel's reception in Brooklyn on February 24th. February 24th. That'll be the next reception. You know, that'll be the next reception of the State of Mentel. A lot of our people, like I said, they're not thinking in a level of communication. They're not thinking collectively to move our people forward. This is not the motion of our people. Business is one thing. Like I said, business is or should be down to a science with our people, because we've been receiving the business in the society for over 400 years. So we should have business down to a science. We should understand business. We should understand money. We should understand finance. But we don't. Why is that? Why don't we understand business? Why don't we understand finance? Why don't we understand money? Because, like I said, we lazy. Like I said, nobody's going to say or tell the truth on why we not getting this. Nobody's going to say or tell the truth on why we not getting this. Nobody's going to be truthful about that. We not, if you're going to have business seminars and talk to people, you understand? If you're going to have business seminars and talk to people, then you might as well, like I said, you might as well tell the truth about our people. You have to attack a problem mentally. You have to attack a problem mentally before you can move forward on it. You have to attack the problems of a people mentally. Nobody deals with the mental problems of our people. Everybody wants to talk about get money, get money, get money. That's the only situation. That's the problem with our people. That's not the situation. Money's not going to make our people's situation better. Talking about why don't we stick together? Like I said, until we attack the problem, the mental problem of our people, and why we not coming together collectively to build finances, build companies, to build businesses, until that problem is attacked, then we're not going to do anything. Until that problem is attacked, then we're not going to do anything. A lot of our people want to leave a lot of things off the table. A lot of our people are silly in their mentality. We got to get, I said, an elect ones, a group of our people, we have to get like the Jews in a sense, because they come together and they work together collectively. They discard. They make an exclusive attempt to only do business outside with people. They'll do business outside, but inwardly they do interlocking business. There's nothing wrong with that. I like that. We have to do that with our people. The majority of our people are not serious. You can't talk serious business with people who have a childlike mentality. The black man and black woman have a childlike, consumer-like mentality. They know different than a child that you got to stop from eating all the damn candy out of the damn candy dish. You understand? Because if you let the child eat, he'll eat and eat and eat until he gets a stomach ache, until he gets sick and throws up. That's the mentality of our people when it comes to consumption. Our people are not conservative, nor, like I said, nor resourceful. That's why we're not building businesses. It's a mental thing. It's a mental issue. All of our issues in this society are mental. So, of course, you can't sustain a business like that. You can't sustain a corporation like that. Of course not. Why is that mentality like that? It's all mental. It's all mental. When our people manage to move forward collectively as a new people, a new generation of people, then we'll be able to build businesses again. We'll start to realize we in school for something actually than just getting a PhD or a doctorate or something in front of our name because we want to sound like we smart instead of actually being smart. We'll want to build something instead of waiting around for somebody to build it for us so we can come into the building. You understand? That's the mentality of the black man and the black woman. We want to wait till something is done. We don't want to get together and build anything collectively. That's not our mentality. You understand? That is not our mentality. We don't think anything is impossible. You understand? Amongst each other. We talk a good game, but we're not serious. We're not serious as a people. We talk about black power, black revolution. The first thing you should be able to do in building any kind of so-called structure that's going to be about power or power structure is you're supposed to be able to get the people's minds together collectively, getting them to agree on one thing, one course of action, and to cooperate with each other, to get our finances straight before we do anything. If you can't do that, then you know what? It's a waste of time. It's talk. It's a lot of angry Negroes, emotional Negroes who just, like I said, just spitting a lot of rhetoric. Because when the real people come up and start doing it and whatnot, then you, like I said, that you got to move back, fall back. The nation made a lot of people fall back. They hated the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for that. A lot of people hated him for going and building something that was real, where it wasn't no talking. It wasn't a bunch of rhetorical Negroes talking about, with their PhD in front of their name. Why come we ain't got nothing? Why come we ain't got this? Well, why come we? Well, I think that the theory on this is that black people have they got ᴅᴏ ilᴛ syndrome. They got this syndrome. They got that syndrome. They got this mindset is messed up and that mindset is messed up, and they got post-traumatic slave disorder, all these names, all this nonsense that these Negroes these educated Negroes come up with, when it's just really simple that niggas are lazy. Niggas are lazy. They don't want to do nothing. They want something built for themselves already. They don't want to be bosses. Their minds have been dumbed down. So now it's time to fire the minds up. James Brown, Mind Power. We'll be right. All right, we're going to take a call from 757. 757, you on the air?
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I want to go in on this subject with you, what I'm saying, before it got too late. I always call it there. But I had a couple of statements that I had something I just wanted to build, want to get your opinion on. First statement was dealing with the elders. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about business, a lot of other cultures, they have what you call, when people get into the elder years, they become investors. We haven't established that with our own people, whether it's the women or the men. Normally, when our people get older, they just get older and die off somewhere. Just go in the old folks' home. They complain about their Social Security money, but they never turn around and invest it back into the community. So that's one problem that's dealing with the elders. I'm going to go down to the adults. I noticed that a lot of people, everybody, especially when they have children, they have babies, they have all these bright ideas that they want to do new and creative with their children. Karate and dancing and pianos and all of that. But for some reason, they have some type of stigmatism when it comes to them being at the adult age. They don't know what to do in the age of them being an adult. Then the teenage years. The teenage part comes into where, having a business and everything, that ain't cool. That ain't popular. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, it's all about getting some Jordans, buying into what everybody else is going on, but it's not popular or cool for the sister or the brother to turn around and tell his peers, yo, I got a business. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make that statement. And the other one is I know a place that I spent a lot of time, when I started doing businesses was Office Max. And I noticed that I never see our people's, I see our people's in Walmart all the time giving all their money away, but I never seen anybody in Office Max getting their business supplies, their staplers, their paper, all of the things that keep a business, or getting programs and so forth for the computer to run accounting programs, the software and so forth to run business. These are the things that if we're going to have any business, you got to get the personal things. And then the other part that I want to build with you, just, get the feedback back and forth with you on is, I want to discuss, just to, like you said, looking in the future, to give people some idea of what's in the business or what it takes for them. Like it's easy for us to go to a job, and we know that there's human resources and there's different things, but I don't know whether or not people feel like either ain't nobody told them on how to run a business, anything outside of shaking their ass as a female and getting ones, or niggas breaking down dimes and nicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if anybody has taken the time to tell them. So, you know, if you want to build on that, you know what I'm saying, I want, you know, like you said, go on something so that we can have something for these children, you know.
Well, the thing is, and this is, you know, we get back to the whole premise of black people are messed up mentally. Nobody's going to deal with that. Black people have a systematic mentality where a system is in place for them, and they're going to follow that system. They see everybody else following the system, so they're going to follow the system. See, the thing is, when you're dealing with different ethnic groups, they create their own systems within the system. Black people don't do that. Black people want to follow the populace or the mass system because they've been begging to make their way into it since they started, since they came over. They've been begging to make their way in, and that same mentality is what sunk black people, and it keeps them sunk because they want to be part of everything here. They don't want to establish nothing within this system because, like I said, when you tell people, when you got people who come in and they say they Italian American, you got Irish American, they got everything they are before American. You just got African or Black American, which don't mean nothing. So, you know, you sit up here and you calling yourself after a continent. That's a general statement, just like black is a general statement. You have to have people starting to identify themselves with something real in order for them to build something real. They have to identify and cooperate with each other because a lot of black people, you know, just being black and trying to come together under that's too broad a statement or a term to come together under. Like the Jews simplified it when, you know, they don't look at Jews from Germany, Jews from Russia, Jews from wherever. They like just going one thing. We amalgamation into one thing. Jews. We Jews, and this is the language. That's how they do that. They're not worried about who came from Russia, who came from Germany. They're not worried about we Jews because that's the way to build a power structure and a block collectively. And like I said, black people don't do stuff like that. Black people want to, I'm from the islands, or I'm from here, I'm from there, you know, or they got a problem with this, they got a problem with that. Like I said, our people are mentally messed up. They just messed up. And until you deal with that, it's no talking to black people because our people always want to talk about, yeah, well, we need to show people this and we need to show people how to make money. You're just showing mentally dead people how to do things and whatnot, and it's not going in because all you're going to do is produce a bunch of greedy niggas. And yeah,
you're right.
For the person in the chat room who said I had a problem with me using the word nigga, yeah, I said nigga. Like I said, black people got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because and the only real problem the black man got with because he don't want the white man to hear us using that kind of language because they trying to, you know, he says, you know, you fulfill all the stereotypes when you use words like that. In other words, he still care about what white people think.
Right.
In 2013, he still care about the word nigga and what white people thinking. Yeah, they call themselves niggers, so why can't we call them? Man, go ahead with that. Have a nice day.
Look at what we're doing. Yeah, look at what I mean. If people want us to stop using the word, you know what I'm saying? Exemplify something of a higher quality. You know what I'm saying? You know, the same people that had something to do with something wrong with you saying the word. They just as lazy and exemplifying every aspect of the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because the same people will not make they won't make no new pamper. They won't make nothing to put on their babies, no pillowcases, no covers. Like you said, they won't do no designs for no car. Like, we got all of these things. Like, you know, wherever you at, we can look around. Has anybody sat there that got a problem with the word nigga? Have you created anything? Have you created a new table, a new design for the laptop, a speaker? You know what I'm saying? The same people that got a problem won't correct the problem because we won't use it when we see each other in the manner of doing something. But we got to keep using the word because guess what? Until you niggas stop being lazy, we can't stop using the word. They don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta
it don't mean nothing to me. The word means nothing to me. Like I said, you got. Like I said, the only reason black people got a problem with it because it's linked to the white man. They still linked to the white man. They still got their heads up his ass. So when they hear it, they say when they hear us say it, they got a problem with it. Like I said, black people throw that word around like it ain't nothing. Like I said, now you think to get rid of that word is a problem. I'm not gonna go off into a whole tangent on the word nigga because that's not what the broadcast is about. But I'm just letting people know. Like I said, I'll use the word. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad used the word. Like I said, we use that word in our community. So what? So what? I'm more focused on bigger things. This guy comes in here, he's listening to everything I say. He have a problem with nothing I said. Then all of a sudden I use the word nigga. Then he zero in on that. That shows that you got a weak mentality. You zero in on one word. You didn't listen to nothing else I said. You zero in on one thing. That shows you got a weak mentality and weak mind. And then you come in here causing a problem. He's in the chat room right now causing a problem. But that's what that's what a nigga do. You know, you come in the chat room and you, like I said, if you don't like what I'm talking about, leave. You coming in there causing a whole argument over the word nigga. You can't address nothing I've been speaking about, all because I use the word nigga. See how black people get sidetracked?
Yeah.
See that? Not talking about, what can we build or what can we create. He started off on that. Then when I use the word nigga, oh, see, you contributed to the stereotype. The hell with the stereotype, because if they didn't have the word nigga, they'd call you something else. So what? Sensitive niggas make me sick, man.
No, look, you said something earlier about
and then he just called me an ignorant. Then he called somebody an ignorant nigga in the thing. There you go. Now I thought you had a problem with the word nigga, but you calling people niggas in the chat room. Kevin, you know what, man? You know what? You go on up out of here. You a demon. Go on. You a straight up demon. I'm gonna kick you out of here. I'm gonna kick your black nigga ass up out of here. Because you know what? I'm gonna just kick your ass up out of here. Yeah, look, he calling people niggas in there, but I thought you had a problem with the word nigga. Yeah, I thought you had a problem with that. You lazy, you a nigga. He in there, this is the intelligence of Kevin. He in there calling people names. Why don't you just leave? Just leave. How simple is that? You don't like what's being, you gonna come in here and tell me what to say? Why don't you go and tell a white man not to say nigga no more, or go and police him, because he allows this record, these music out where all these rappers saying nigga all throughout the record. Why don't he go and protest the recording industry, protest these rappers, protest the movie people? They say nigga like it's going out of style, like it ain't going out of style. But yet I say it, all of a sudden he want to come in here and police my radio broadcast.
Yeah, because easy access. Only because he got access. Because
he ain't got access no more. I had to kick that nigga out.
See, when the TV do it, then you can't get to the TV people and all of those big wig ones that's using it. You can't get to them. But because you can call in or get in on the thing, then people can get in. They want to say something then. But crab in the barrel. But I wanted to say one thing and let you get back to the broadcast. To add on the subject. You said something about weak mental. People get exhausted when it comes to using brain power. And I noticed that. Like if I ask, I ain't going to say, like, any of my family members, anybody, like, if it's something that's a reactionary thing, people can do that. They can react to things, and they can react all day long. But if you tell somebody to focus and to think on detail and precise and specific on how to accomplish a goal and carry out, they get exhausted. You know what I'm saying? See, I've noticed that with our people, they get exhausted. And the reason why they shake their ass, the females shake their ass, or a nigga sell drugs, because it's exhausting to be a productive man. You know what I'm saying?
It's exhausting. It's easy. Listen, let me tell you something. You talking to somebody who dealt drugs before. I done been a drug dealer. And I always tell these guys all the time, look, man, the only reason you ain't doing this because you got to do it. You doing it because you want to do it, because you a lazy nigga, and you don't want to go, you don't want to think up nothing other than standing on the corner. It's easy to get your ass up and go get your package, go bag it up, bottle up, stand on the corner, and serve the people and go back up in your house. Go buy your Jordans, go buy your sneakers, go spend your money up in the club or wherever with your girl. That's easy to do. That's easy. That's like, but to actually sit up here and think of something to make money where you ain't got to break the law, where you ain't got to steal, you ain't got to rob, you ain't got to do none of this stuff, to actually sit up here and put time in and energy in to do that, to struggle to do that, the black man don't want to do that. That's why
now they got the game.
He don't want to.
Now they got the game. Right. Now they got it. Now you notice on the East Coast now, I mean, like you said, you 40, I'm close to that too. You know that beforehand we ain't had the games on the East Coast. See, then they brought the games from the West Coast, so that it makes you even more lazier to be a nigga. Now they make it so like now you got the drug dealers and the game, because now that'll really prevent you from being a business owner. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? If you can throw up a flag now and you can just go and you know how easy it is to get all of the gang members. I'm talking to you all. It's so easy to join the gang, but you can't make sure. You know what I'm saying, that your women, you know what I'm saying, got bread to put on the table, or the children got, you know what I'm saying, food or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they you know what they do, you know what it is? It's not even they. I'm gonna take that word back. It's us. You know what I'm saying? It's being acceptable to lazy, easy slackness. You know what I'm saying? That comes in. Anything that's slackness, we take it and we cuff it. We cuff slackness. Anything that's slack for our people, we cuffing it and we running with it. You know, yo.
Yeah, of course. That's why people hated the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because you looked at the Nation of Islam back in the day, they put work in, man. The Billows business, that was work. That was disciplined, working people, and black people hate that. I had somebody I was posting in the and on Facebook, and I was just talking about because some simple-minded negress on there named Kintake or Marianas or whatever her name is, she had a problem with what I said about because I said these handkerchief head Negroes, all these psychologists and the ones with doctors and PhDs and front and back of their name and all this other nonsense, they going to college, and they went to college and they write these books and talk about the black problem and the issue with the black people and black this, black. I say, yeah, but did anybody go to school for medicine? Did anybody go to school for architecture? Anybody go to school for things we really need, like real technical things or things that could actually help in building a society and making the people independent? We don't need no more handkerchief head niggas telling us, diagnosing any problems, or telling us, what the physical problem is based on some white man who they studied 4 years in school from. I said, if we ain't got our people going to school for nothing real, and not even no business and none of that other nonsense, but going to school for something real, then they need to have their ass out here in the world, really making a difference, really starting up businesses, really going through it and putting their time and energy into building businesses. We don't need no more people playing games and sitting up in school telling us to go to school or be a new generation of handkerchief head niggas.
Right. Now, when we was in high school, they had wood shop. You know what I'm saying? So why was it that when they had a little thing to where you can go to the little after school program, ain't nobody really want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody want to learn how to use the machinery, and you know what I'm saying, so that they'll be able to create the machinery when they got out of school. You know what I'm saying? Not even college. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing is manufacturing. And if people can't make a mold, if they can't even create a mold for anything, you're not going to have a business, because everything that you see out here has a mold to it. And all we're doing is using the molds that other people are creating. You know what I'm saying? We got plastic companies, steel companies, but you can say in the manufacturing, outside, like you said, psychology and something that's lazy, it's something that you got to put your hands on and actually have a product be completed when it's done. That part, that ain't cool. That's not cool.
People ain't doing it. No, let the white man do that. Let the white man do that. The same white man they call the devil. Let him prepare your food. Let him manufacture your food. Let him send your food over. The same white man you call the devil. Nobody trying to go to school. Like I said, I don't hear this in the so-called conscious community. Nobody's pushing their kids to go to school to be agricultural engineers, doctors, lawyers, things that you really need to build a nation. All they talking about is the white man's devil, but meanwhile you utilizing the services. So I don't want to hear nothing they talk about.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you want to keep going, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to fall back and listen.
All right, brother. All
right, peace.
Peace. Like I said, our people's problem is a mental problem. That like I said, they always prove that every time our people got a mental problem. You understand? And once we start pointing out the mental problems and whatnot, and we get the people who still have some healthy minds and healthy brains that's working, that's actually functioning, not no mentally dysfunctional people, then we can start actually building businesses. We can get people who are not lazy, people who coming together collectively, because that's what we was doing in the state of Mentel. I said we refer to the state of Mentel as the firm. One of the names or one of the acronyms for the state of Mentel is the firm. You know what I mean? The Future Intelligence Resurrection Movement. And we're trying to resurrect the minds of our people, to stir them to start businesses and whatnot collectively and come together and be a new community of people moving forward to start a business. But you'll always have some simple-minded Negroes who got a problem with that, or they want to focus on one thing. Like I said, these are small-minded people. You got to move forward with people who are thinking in a higher mindset, a higher collective. You understand? And advance people. You know, the people, I definitely don't want no people around me who got a problem with the word nigga, because that tells me that you zero in on small things, on stupid things. You zero in on small, stupid things. He acted as if this guy acted as if, I don't mean to get on this thing, I just want to say something, I'm going to leave it alone. But this guy acted at Kevin G, he acted as if I was a white man using the word nigga. He probably wouldn't even have a problem with that, but like I said, he acted like some white man called him a nigga. Black people say it all the time. But that's the mentality. You know, like I said, off of that, you're not worth the time or the energy. More pressing things. Business-minded people. The only way we're going to establish or structure a real business and a real corporation is if our people are cooperating with each other and our minds are right mentally. Because not even in any of the most strongest Fortune 500 companies in the world, they make sure that the mindset of the people is on key. That's why they give you all kinds of, before you come into any corporation with the white man and work with him, you got to take a psychological test. You understand? He makes you take a psychological test. He wants to make sure that your mind is right. He don't want everybody in his business, because, you know, the wrong people in his business, be they black, white, whatever, if they're not thinking in a certain, collective moving in a certain direction, then that's going to be chaos in the business. Black people, they think, we could just do business and that's it, and we just going to make money and that's it. Black people don't think about the mental side of this. You understand? If you could take a whole bunch of dysfunctional Negroes and tell them, yeah, we're going to get money, and they'll be lined up. They're looking for a quick buck. They'll be lined up. Yeah, we're going to get money. They'll line up. But do you really want to make money with these people? Do you really want to make moves with these people, these type of people in the long run? No, you don't, because they're not long-term people. They want the fast buck, the quick buck, because black people are lazy. They don't want to work for nothing. They don't want to work. The majority of our people don't want to work. They've been made lazy by the system. The system gave our people too much. When we noticed, like I said, when we didn't have much, we made businesses. We started to excel when we didn't have much. We made things happen. We produced businesses. We produced markets. We produced all kinds of financial markets and things like that. Corporations like the Nation of Islam was building and things, all these different corporations. We produced that. But now you look at our people today. That's nothing but sheer laziness. That's nothing but sheer laziness. That's all it is. We'll be right back. James Brown, another James Brown cut. We need to start being real bosses out here, but we got to pay the cost first. JB, the boss. We are starting a bright industrial evolution, aka a black industrial evolution. That's when we starting in the state of mental, which we refer to as the bright industrial evolution. Why? Because, we are pushing forward in doing business. I got a small beverage company. One sister is doing Sister Diary, she's doing a natural hair care and body fragrance and a lot of different things for the women and men. She's getting a thing on, it's called Electress. So she's coming with that. We starting the ball rolling. We trying to build businesses, or we working to build. But I don't like to use the word trying. I replaced the word trying with the word working. We working to build businesses independently, collectively, coming together within the state of mental. You understand? We're working collectively to do that. We are. You can check us out at the ßom.info. The ßom.info. We are the state of mental. We are mentalists. We are mentalists, and we are students of the intelligence of mentellect, right? Mentellect. So only mentally elect people can think forward in their mindset, forward motion in our mindset. This is a new intelligence that's coming to the people, that's moving the people forward. And the people who are stuck in the old ways, they're not going to want to move forward. Understand? Like I said, certain things are not of our concern anymore. We're moving forward as a new people. And those are the people who are not interested in moving forward, we moving on. We're moving on collectively. There's a build-up taking place right now amongst our people where most of our people are going to move forward collectively, and the other ones of our people are not. So the ones of our people who are not, they'll serve a purpose in the long run. They will continue to be consumers. So this really this broadcast is for those of our people who are business-minded, for those of our people who are interested in getting into the soil and the ground or whatever and starting building things up from the ground up. Not these people who are caught in these money marketing scams and these hustles, because like I said, that's the mentality of our people today. It's about hustling and scamming and mid-money market level and pyramid scams and things like that and all kinds of hustles. You're not going to build a business like that. You understand? You're not going to build a successful business like that. What you're doing is piggybacking off of some white man's hustle. You pyramid scheme and multi-marketing thing. They're trying to call it multi-marketing as a new, trying to cover it up with something new, a new name, so that you don't know it's just nothing but a pyramid scam. You understand that? That's what our people are doing. You know, like I said, you see our people the worst come out of our people because our people will do anything not to work. Our people will do anything not to have to use any brain power, like the brother said, use any mind power to forward our evolution, to bring forward our evolution. Our people hate to think. We've been made lazy in this society. And yeah, I said black people have been made lazy in this society. Like I said, until things are taken away from us, then like I said, that's when you're going to start to see our people move forward, because we ain't going to have no other choice. You understand that? We ain't going to have no other choice. Sisters will start developing natural hair care products when you ain't got money to keep that perm up, or you ain't got money to keep that weave up, or whatever you do. So you're going to go natural. I'm not saying all sisters did it because that, but a lot of y'all went that way. You understand? After you burnt your hair all out with the chemicals. You understand that? A lot of our people have low self-esteem, so they don't know how to move forward. You understand? They don't know how to move forward. You understand? They don't have that mindset to move forward. You know, our people got a hustler's mentality now. If you got a hustler's mentality, you'll never have a business mindset. The whole thing is you're supposed to go through an evolution. You're supposed to start off as a hustler and evolve into a businessman or a businesswoman. You're supposed to start off hustling your products in and out of places and whatnot, but you're supposed to evolve into a real businessman and a real businesswoman. That's supposed to always be your mindset. If that's not your mindset, then like I said, you'll always continue being a hustler. You understand? You'll always continue being a hustler. You'll always continue to be a scam artist, looking for suckers. Take another call. 510, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing tonight? I was listening to the show. I agree with some of what you said, man, but as far as, you know, like us in general being lazy and not thinking, I disagree with that point. I just think we don't have enough avenues where we could, you know, really express ourselves financially. But with that being said, you know, I agree with you with the business concept.
Well, let me tell you. Let me stop you for 1 second. What you just said was a lazy man's response. Why? You know why I said that?
Why?
Because real people create avenues. Lazy people sit around and wait for avenues. Real people create the avenues. Real people who want to build businesses, you create the circumstance. You don't wait on circumstances. I created the circumstance.
But see, that's not even what I said. What I said, we don't have enough avenues to get into business. I didn't say we don't have avenues at all. I'm just saying it's not enough opening up.
It's not it's still a lazy statement, brother, because it's waiting for you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Listen to me. I'll tell you why. You saying we don't have. Not have is not no excuse for not getting. You create the avenues. You talking about we don't have enough. We don't have this. Who are you waiting for to give it to you?
I'm not talking about me in general. I'm talking about our people don't have enough avenues. I'm not using that as an excuse not to get into business or to prosper. But what I'm saying is we have a tougher road ahead in terms of, you know, getting loans and getting the financial support that we need to start our own business. That's all I'm saying.
No, but what I'm saying again is, I don't mean to cut you off, I'm just saying that avenues, you keep looking for, our people looking for handouts. And what I say is, hold on, let me say it. I'm saying, you saying we don't have enough avenues of people giving us loans to get into business and things like that. And if our people were collectively working together and cooperating with one another, then you wouldn't need a bank. You could start small. Yeah. It could be something really small. You could start small and work together
Yeah,
collectively.
I agree with you. That's true, because us as a people, we don't unify enough to, a lot of immigrants that come over to this country and set up their own business because they have that level of trust. And, we don't have that as a people in terms of, us getting together and pooling our money and our resources. But I also wanted to say that, we in general are not lazy. I mean, some of us maybe, but I think the average, regular brother and sister out there that really, wants to get into business, busts his ass to do it. It's just going to be a tough road ahead. But I agree with you about, the business prospects that you've been laying out. But I also wanted to bring up, I think we should really get into manufacturing in terms of light manufacturing, in terms of like building vehicles and, a lot of other alternative energy sources, because you look at the Europeans and what they're doing, they're always thinking outside of the box. And I think, that's what we need to do as a people as well if we want to, compete in this global economy.
Well, see, this is the problem. That's and like I said, I'm not taking these swipe. Is this Kevin?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, this is the thing.
My name is Mike.
Mike, okay. Well, here's the thing, Mike. Now, our people say this, and they say this, and they say this, but it's always end up just being talk. Because I'm not about talk. I'm the type of person I do think. When I say I'm going to have a water business or beverage business, I already started it. It's called Bright Beverages. You can look it up, brightbeverages.com. When I say I'm going to start a clothing company, I'm starting it right. I'm working on it right now. It's taking small steps. You understand? I'm working on it now. We're working on a greeting card company. We're working on a few things, me and a few brothers and sisters. Another sister started her own hair and beauty care product line. She all started small. Like I said, we just building the sites up. But this is a start. See, we don't do things small and look at the big picture to build things big. We want to go and get loans and go into big, trying to go into businesses and things like that. You start small. If a brother wants to get or a sister wants to get into starting a car company, you get somebody or get a couple of people who work at a car manufacturing place. You try to get them together, sell them on the idea to build you an engine. That's how you go. And as they working on the engine, you get some people to start getting the body together. You start working on getting investors together gradually. You have people draw out your design, your vision, something innovative on how it is to work. So you go step by step by step. You understand? Gradually, you go step by step by step, and you can make it happen. The problem with our people is because we have been, integrated, or we feel we've been thoroughly integrated into society, we no longer push or try to, take steps to build anything. So that has made us lazy. Because, like I said, if we can't go to the white man for a loan, or if we can't, readily get some financing for something, we give up on the idea. And that has made us lazy. Other people will work around certain things and start building things. Our people, like I said, the only avenue they feel is the white man. And that's not the only avenue. So, okay?
Okay, no doubt. Just wanted to give my 2 cents, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Bye.
All right. See, like I said, our people got this mentality, and we don't even, understand because it's been so thoroughly embedded in us. We don't realize when we're using lazy speech and lazy language. I'm not insulting the brother. Yes, I'm not meaning to insult the brother, but we don't even realize when we're using lazy language and lazy speech. You understand? When we saying we don't have enough avenues for this, we don't have this, we don't have that. Like I said, like the old timers say, not having is no excuse for not getting. You understand? Not having is no excuse for not getting. If we're not a people who really desire and really want something, then we're not going to get it. You understand? We're not going to have it. It's a lot of businesses or small businesses our people could have went into. Like I said, we could start small in some other business and then move into that. You got people that made up things like women who came up with things like clothes hangers or things that hang their clothes up, and they done made millions of dollars off it. The guy that made the postings. You understand? Our people, we're not we don't use our ingenuity. You understand? Or just look at small things, because our people looking at things, like They looking at things like music. They go right to the things that they see the other Negroes doing, like rapping or music or whatever. They don't look at things outside that to make money. They don't look at small things they could do to make money, or things that's what they interested in. How can I utilize it to make money? They don't look at things like that. They look at things that they see. That look easy. If Jigga and them could do it, I could do it too. So I'm gonna start rhyming too. That's the mentality of the people. You don't think outside the box or beyond the rappers and whatnot, or you see a bunch of these niggas standing on the corner selling drugs. So that look easy. I'm gonna blow and get some. I'm gonna get paper too. Is that you don't think outside the box. You stay in the box where it's comfortable at, where you can be lazy. See, thinking outside the box requires a person not be lazy. A person not be focused on just, doing what everybody else is doing. To do something beyond that. If your mindset is not for it, then you're not going to be a real good businessman or a good businesswoman. You can forget it. You understand? You're not going to get it. Just forget about it. Just like I said, just sit on the sidelines, like I said, and try to be the best rapper, try to be the best whatever, you're trying to do, and it's not going to work. Like I said, all of that depends on somebody else. So, our people, if we really want to do something, we got to go hard, and we got to go hard and harder until there is no more hard to go. You understand? That's how we got to be. If we really want to accomplish something in the world, if we really want to build something, then you have to have a reason for why you want to build these things. You understand? Because our people, the only reason why people want to make money in the world, this is another reason, I'm going to say this quick, this is another reason why our people don't make money, is because look at the things you want to make money for. All you want to do is make money to consume. All you want to do is make money to buy that Mercedes-Benz, buy that Rolls Royce, that Phantom. That's all you want to do. You want to buy that. You want to go on trips to distant islands and remote islands, or you want to buy mansions and stuff like that. That's all you want money for. You don't want money to build universities. You don't want money to build hospitals. You don't want money to build independent businesses for your children to have. You don't want. That's what the white man do. You think small, and you do small things and flashy materialistic things and things that don't mean nothing. You think small, and then you get mad when nothing big happens for you. See, purpose means everything. Purpose and the foresight and the future outlook mean everything in what you're trying to execute. If you're not trying to execute that a broader picture, a bigger picture, then what you're doing is not going to matter. Everything you're going to do is going to be in vain. That's why you see a lot of our people go from rich to broke like it ain't nothing. They'll have a lot of money. I don't care if it's 5 million, 10 million, 100 million. They go from rich to broke like it ain't nothing. They don't maintain wealth. So that is it. Let me go ahead and finish off these questions and whatnot, as we usually do. Okay. All right. Why don't black people build or support black businesses? Black people don't build or support black businesses because black people are lazy, have become lazy, hateful people. I'm going to just say it straight up. I'm not saying all black people, but the majority of our people have become lazy, hateful people. We hate one another, and we become lazy in building our own businesses. We looking for a handout. We looking for a white man to give us a loan. We looking for somebody to come and give us a handout or offer us a opportunity or offers. No, you got to make your own opportunities in life. You got to create your own circumstances. Nobody's going to give you anything in the world. You got to create your own circumstances. Then create circumstances for others to work with you. That's how you build corporations, people who are cooperating with each other. But black people, they don't think that way. They think like a bunch of crabs in a barrel. You understand? Trying to pull each other down, hating on each other. I know I do business. I'm a businessman. Small business, very small. We gradually, but we got to go because I got a bigger vision. So, is it a jealousy thing? Yes, indeed, it is a jealousy thing. Our people are jealous of one another. We don't like to see each other. Like I said, a nigga with a dime hate to see a nigga with a quarter. I'm gonna say it just like it is. We don't like to see each other with things. We don't congratulate each other. We hate on each other. And, when I speak about these Negroes, I don't hate on nobody. My thing is, what are you doing with that? Is it other than just giving it back to the white man and material possessions? See, because if that's all you're doing, that's all you want to make money for, if that's all you desire, man, you're a waste of time and energy. You know, our people are not going to succeed because we're supposed to be doing more than that. Why are other races of business people welcomed in black neighborhoods? Because, like I said, we have this mindset where we wanted to be all inclusive with everybody, and at the exchange was when we wanted to be included with everybody, we started excluding one another. In other words, we'll throw each other under the bus just so we can be down with other races of people. You understand? We'll throw each other under the bus. Good example, like a so-called Muslim, a black Muslim who's might be an Orthodox Sunni Muslim. He'll look to an Arab and call an Arab his brother before he call another black man his brother, who might not be Muslim. You understand? He'll support the Arab who's a Muslim, but won't support the so-called black man who is brother. You understand that? So he forgets because he wanted to be inclusive with these people, and he starts to exclude his own. But those people, when you go dealing with the other races of people, they exclusive with their people, and they exclude our people except when they want your money. See, that's how that works. Right? What really happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Black Wall Street? Because I hear our people talk about that all the time. What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma is what happens with black people when they get anything. They forget where they are. They forget who is around them. They start wanting to get that inclusive old feeling of being included in things and whatnot, and they forget that, protect yourself, protect your neck, become exclusive people, protect your necks. You understand? You forget everything we came out of, and you fall right back into that hole where you climbed out of, that you worked to climb out of so much, that energy you put in. Will there be black business to come in the future? I don't know. There'll be bright businesses, intelligent businesses, coming from people who were formerly a part of the black race. You understand? That's what you'll see. You understand? That's what you'll see amongst our people. All right? An evolutionary, like we said, evolutionary business plan for our people. The collective ones of our people are coming together. An industrial evolution. That's what we work in the bill, an industrial evolution within the state of Mintel. All right? So that is it. Join us Friday. What's the day? Today is Wednesday. So join us Friday. I'm losing days here. Join us Friday on the next State of Mintel Radio, where it's going to be hot, of course. I'm going to make it good for our people. And, topics are going to be nice. February 24th will be the next reception in the State of Mintel. So watch out for that. Okay? All right. What do I want to close out with? I got an idea. Yeah. That's what I want to close out with. Another Jurassic 5 one. Yeah. All right. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayzz. This has been State of Mintel Radio. Join us Friday at 9 o'clock. Same State of Mintel station. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the white race, out the black race to the white race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the white race. If it's hell, and then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us fake gods. Through all of that, we beat the odds. Now we coming together under one flag. Colors red, gold and blue. Superman, Superwoman, that's me and you. The infinite capabilities that we can do.